And good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highline Activity Network, our first edition in the month of October, even though it doesn't feel like it's October outside. Beautiful weather that we've had here as of late. We're going to kick things off with Highliner Volleyball, joined by Katie Burchell and Coach Cynthia Claybo, joining us here from the Highliners. Kind of a weird week. You only got one match. Is that good or bad? You got a Thursday night off.
Yeah. Well, we get to go to the junior high match tonight.
Okay,
so
that's right.
That's special for those girls that we'll do some mobility just for a half hour and then we'll go down to their game. So junior high girls love it, and I think it's great for the whole program, for everybody to be together. But yeah, I wish they would condense a little bit more. I know there's another week where we only have one match, and you know, there's a whole bunch that we only have one match in a week.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad for the basketball girls because, you know, once state is done, they've already missed a whole week of basketball practice.
Right.
So if anybody up there in NDHSAA is watching this, maybe we could condense the season a little bit.
Oh, they'll watch. Trust me. I'll tell them they'll have to watch. You might have to want to watch this episode this time around. Katie, how are you doing? How's the season been going for you so far?
It's been going pretty good. Nothing to complain about. We've been winning, so.
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but one of the special skills that this young lady brings, her and Nora both, the defense with those long arms at the net. Is that something, Katie, that you pride yourself on, as being up there and getting in the face of those attackers from the other side?
Yeah, I mostly work on blocking because that's my strong suit, kind of. So try to be good at it.
I'm trying to think which match it was, but she had, I think, 7 kills in one of the home matches here last week, which is probably one of her best matches. Do you feel you can be that aggressive if you want to be, but right now you're just more a defensive person?
Yeah, it's hard sometimes when the other team has a big block because it's kind of hard to hit in the middle. You have to be really smart of where do you place the ball. But, yeah, so lately I've just been kind of blocking, I guess.
Does she have the potential to be one of those solid middle hitters too, Coach? Is it there? But right now, that her role is defense, isn't it?
Yes. Last year, for sure, 100% defense.
Yeah.
I don't know how many blocks and touches she got on, like, almost every single ball, and that slows down that defense a lot, you know, so that our defense can get underneath it. I know a ton of our passers are like, just get a hand on a ball, you know, last year, and you did an amazing job of that. This year, you have been hitting quite a bit more. And every game we play, every practice we play, I feel like you're getting a little bit more aggressive and getting that swing down, and every day it's getting better. And I think it's just that confidence coming too.
Yeah.
Right?
And having that with the defense, can that affect the mentality of the other team's attackers? Like, oh, I've got this 6-footer, 5'11", whatever she is now, and with Nora too. That affects the mind, and does that affect how they attack as well, which is a defensive ploy, if you will? Does that make any sense? That you're making them think instead of they could just go up there and attack. They've got to think about it a little bit.
Oh, 100%, right? And she's so smart to know where they're going to be hitting. And we've been talking a lot about, okay, maybe stay on their arm, you know, depending on which hitter, think about their tendencies, where should you be. And it's fun to have smart blockers and then the defense behind them too, to realize, okay, they're going to get a touch, we got to move up. 100%, right? If you get blocked or if you get your hit dug up, you're like, you know, so it for sure plays into their minds.
Lisbon here the other night, Tuesday, that was your lone match, a win over the Broncos. So now you're through the halfway point of the season, 6-0 in the region. Is there still work to be done for this team, Coach? Do they still have some things they could get a little bit better at?
What do you think?
Okay, I'll let you answer that one.
How was practice yesterday?
Yeah, I think we can just work on our intensity always being high rather than, like, going lower, higher, too much, like, fluctuating, I think.
And just those fundamentals, like all the time, you know, like yesterday in the beginning of practice, I stopped and I'm like, this is not great. Like, we got to pick it up, right? Yes, we had Lisbon, and I mean, they had a couple good hitters and that kind of thing. They had a big block up, but we have Kindred next, and we got to step it up. And then Oak Grove, I mean, those teams are not going to come in here and lay down. They're going to come in hungry for something, and so we need to make sure we keep our game. And yes, like you said, intensity just up. And we tried to do that in Lisbon. You guys did a good job of understanding that and knowing and doing a good job as a team.
It's easy to get the intensity here at home because you've got all the student sections we've talked about. And Katie, you can answer this. Just feeding off that student section, that helps you keep that intensity up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It helps, like, bring the energy up, and that just makes you play a whole bunch better. So the loud environment, I think, helps a lot.
We got to get them on a bus and get them on the road now.
No, I
Because
said
you're
that
on the road
last
now
time.
for a while. You've got
Yeah.
Kindred as your next home match, but I think 3 out of the next 4 are going to be on the road.
Yeah,
So we got to get everybody out there.
I know.
And with Kindred now, this was the first match. It was a 5-setter. Do you even look at video or anything like that, Coach, or not, and see what happened in the first go-around or not?
Should I be honest?
No, you don't have to be. Why?
I always tell Rob, I'm like, I have a real job too that I also need to
Right.
like put time in.
Right.
So I try to,
Yeah.
but the amount of time in my life is not
Yeah.
a lot of time unless I wanted to stay up till 3 a.m. to do that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I really think as our team, what we've been working on is what can we control?
Yeah.
So that's what we've been working on, and that's what I've been trying to work on because we don't have that much time to go and do all that film and do this. I mean, they're still high school students, right? They have
Right.
their own lives, they have homework, they have that kind of stuff. So to expect
Yeah.
them to come in and do film also, I think is just not quite realistic in high school.
Right.
So,
And volleyball, too, is more of a react sport, isn't it? Where you react to what the other team is doing, and then you have to adjust on the fly. So you can watch a video all you want.
Right.
Because then they're probably thinking the same thing. Well, they've seen this, so let's do this.
Right.
So is that a good session?
yeah, for sure, right? Like
Yeah.
we do that on blocks. You're
Yeah.
like, sometimes she's like, I would like Brain to come up with me, or you're like, no, I think I got this one. They're
Yeah.
coming cross. Like, she's smart to know to make that change right away and just lets us know and lets the other players know. I also think that Katie Coca had a crazy game against Kindred, so they're probably gonna like
Right.
maybe cheat over, and now we have a free lane for Katie
Right.
Birchall.
Right.
So
That'll open things up for,
Yeah.
for everybody, really, you know, with Nora and you and Maddie. Final question for you now, Katie, as you look to the second half of the year, you talk about the intensity, but as far as on the court, what do you want to get better at and get to that point as you head in here to the last half of the season?
I want to be faster, like on blocking and just faster transition and approach, I think.
And do you think your jumping is pretty good, though? Do you feel you're jumping better than you have? That your vertical is a little bit better or not?
Maybe
About
a
the same.
little bit. I don't know.
Because you grew a couple of inches, I think, maybe one, I don't know. But you got the long arms. And
well, when did we start? Was it the summer or I don't know? All of a sudden she jumped up. I'm like, Virgil, like, what have you been doing? Yeah, I think she's been jumping really, really well this year,
Right, yeah.
and that's what's helping with that block. And I think the other hitters trying to hit around and not truly getting a hard hit on us. So, and that just helps our defense, right?
Right,
So then, which then
exactly.
affects helps our offense too.
So now it's Kindred on Tuesday, and that's here at home.
Yep.
And then that's the last home match until kind of the end of the month. I think Mayport coming in here later in the year. But so we need another good crowd here with the Kindred Vikings coming in on Tuesday. And so off. You don't give them days off, do you, Coach? We're going to practice Thursday, Friday, and then get ready Monday, and we'll go from there.
I gave him one day off last
little,
week.
yeah.
Right, we had 2 tough matches. We had a Sunday practice, 2 tough
yeah,
matches. We took
yeah.
Wednesday off.
Yeah.
Today we're just doing mobility for half an hour.
Right.
You know, nothing crazy on their knees or whatever. So I think that's important too, to be able to recover
Yeah.
and then be able to come back stronger.
Yeah.
So I feel like your bodies feel good, I
Yeah.
think.
Health-wise, it's been
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of sickness.
Sickness is one thing, injury is another.
Yeah. There's a little bit here and
Yeah,
there all the
yeah,
time, but
right.
they're good at telling me, hopefully. They tell me what's going on, and then they just go take care of it, right? I
Right.
always say, you know your body better than me, so
Right.
take care of it so we have you 100% at the end of the season.
All right, Kindred coming up on Tuesday, 4:30 C Squad, 6 o'clock JV, and the varsity around 7:15. But come on out, watch all 3 teams. And I'm knocking over things, and Brian's like, "Hey, that costs money. Stop doing that." So that's again Tuesday night, Kindred in Valley City. Katie Birchall, Cynthia Claybell, ladies, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be back with a new microphone and another guest. Coach's Corner continues from the Hack and Highland Activity Network. Back here in Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network and the Highlander Cross Country. Now will be joining us. We have Coach Jessica Gregerson here along with Cadence Fetch and Marissa Hofarth. Marissa. We'll call her Marissa. How about that? We'll just start with that and go with that. All right. Well, Coach, let's start off with you before we get to the young ladies. The border battle last week. I think I counted, now granted I had to use a calculator, but there was probably over 1,000 runners.
There were over 2,000.
2,000 total.
Yes.
Oy vey.
Yep.
But they broke it up, as you mentioned last week, 6th grade, 7th grade. They kind of broke it up into grades. Mm-hmm. Is that a good thing, too, to let the kids run against people their own age and do something like that, see where they're at?
Yep, for sure. Because a lot of our junior high kids end up, sometimes there'll be a junior high race, but sometimes they'll just call it a JV race, and it can be anywhere from 7 through 12 in there. And so it's fun for them to see, like, where am I amongst the 7th graders or amongst the 8th graders. So it is really fun for them.
Because they're going to be your competitors over the next 3, 4, 5 years. Mm-hmm. How do you feel as a group everybody did?
Really well. We had 12 season bests ran out of our 24 runners. So half of our runners ran season bests. We had some overall PRs. We had really good stuff. Yep, it was awesome.
Cadence, how did you feel thing went for you? We're getting that look. Like, don't ask me that. Don't ask me.
Okay, my team did great. I'm super happy for my team, but I guess I'm kind of the exception to doing well at border battle. I was having some stomach issues, a little bit of sickness, and had some had some things happen during the race that you don't want to happen. So I did not have a very good race. It was pretty far behind what I'm usually looking for in a time and placement, but a lot of my team did really well. So it was really exciting to see all of them achieving new season bests and PRs.
So she had an excuse.
Well, and to Cadence's credit, so volleyball said they've had some sickness going through.
Right.
We have as well. And when you're running 3 miles, that sickness can really impact you a lot.
Yeah.
So, to Cadence's credit, she finished really well. She was still our second girl runner, which was fantastic. And it was you powered through. And Cadence even said, she said, if I was that sick previous years, I wouldn't have run this fast. So you did really well.
How have you felt your season's gone, Marissa?
It's been pretty good. Mm-hmm. I seasoned best at border battle, which was really good. So just hoping to make more improvements.
Did you set a goal for yourself too? And Cadence, you can answer this. Kind of what you wanted to run and where you would like to be at the end of the year.
Yeah. So
are you getting there?
Slowly but surely. Yep. Just doing my best every time. Yeah. So
And you both have been out for since what 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade. I think you've been running. How about you, Cadence? Did you have a time set to the beginning of the year that you wanted to get to?
Yes, I do. Still kind of have those goals, and I've made a lot of improvement to get there. I haven't quite reached my end of the season goal yet, and a lot of my goals for this year do have to do with placing at state and at the East Region meet. So I'm really happy with where I'm at right now, though. It's been my best season by quite a bit, and I hadn't PR'd since freshman year, and so it was really, really exciting to be getting my time down under that previous personal best. So I would say the season's been going really well.
And think where she'd be healthy, right?
Right. Yep, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yep.
And these are, and Marissa, I'll start with you. A lot of younger runners that have come up, with Camden and Emma and Drummond. I mean, you got a lot of younger runners. Do you guys kind of take that leadership role? Like, so you've been in it for a long time with these younger runners.
Yeah, I would say just kind of showing them what the team is about, all the respect that we kind of value a lot, and just trying to do our best. And they're very good athletes, and you want them to keep doing really well. So you just try to do everything you can to motivate them and keep them at their best. So
And on courses that they may not have run on, Cadence, you talk to them a little bit about what to expect when they get to a certain course.
We were actually talking about doing that today too, just with all the new courses, kind of showing them around, telling them what to expect. And we have some kids who are actually running their first 5K at Hawley today, so we were kind of talking them through. One of the boys, he was pretty nervous for running a 5K for the first time, and we were just kind of talking him through it on the jog back to the school after practice, and saying things that might help them tomorrow. And I think that's really like what our team is about, is treating everybody with that sort of motivation and like, you're welcome here.
Is that one thing you have, Jessica, with not only the girls but the boys? A lot of good older runners that have been peers and leaders for this group.
Yep. We have a really good crew of upperclassmen. These two are our captains for our girls team, with good reason. They are fantastic leaders, and yeah, it is something our younger kids really do look to them for that leadership and advice, and because these are the guys doing it, right? Like I never ran cross country, and they know that, and so the younger kids know to go to our captains and our older kids to help them out.
Because running cross country is so much different than track.
Track,
you just turn left.
Yep.
But cross country, going hills and all over the place. Speaking of hills,
yes.
Do you like hilly courses?
It depends. It depends. Like the Holly course today, it's very like gradual, like hills, so it's not as intense. So that one's okay. Other ones, one meet that we went to this year, Lara Moore, was definitely not one I want to endure again, but, it's a good challenge, so, yeah.
Are you a hilly runner or do you like flat?
I mean, I think hills definitely help your mental game in cross country, and us living in Valley City, compared to people living in Grand Forks or Fargo, we have the advantage of we're able to train hills. On every easy run, we are running hills. So I think that does give us a little upper hand in the middle of races when we're able to attack a hill more effectively than other runners might be able to. But it is tough, and it is probably going to slow down your time a little bit. But cross country is not really about time. It's more about competing with the people around you, and yeah, I mean, you just got to think when you're running up a hill, like you get a downhill after, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going up, I go down next.
Yeah.
I get to go down next. Holly, today, I know that course quite well, and I play golf on it. I never run on it, but of course, I do when I'm chasing my ball, but that's another story altogether. Who else, is this going to be kind of the same teams that you've seen, or who are y'all going to see this week?
Yeah, there are more Minnesota teams will be there than we've seen before. But a lot of teams that we have seen that are in the area, Fargo North, Fargo South, Lake Park Audubon is one of those Minnesota teams that we're actually at our home meet, and they will be there. Some of the teams we've seen, but some more Minnesota teams that we haven't.
How close are we getting? We're probably less than a month, like 3 weeks away from state, aren't we?
Yeah, so we have Holly today, we have our regional meet next Saturday, and then it's 2 weeks to state. So in between there, we run a 4K race just to kind of keep us moving in Moorhead.
Okay.
It's hosted by Fargo, but
Right.
in Moorhead, and then it'll be state on the 24th.
Is the ACDC coming up?
That's the ACDC.
That's the
fun
ACDC.
one in Moorhead.
Okay,
Yep.
that's the one. Okay,
Yeah.
I knew that was coming up, but no, that has nothing to do with rock music. That is something. ACDC means something entirely different. But now, Holly, today. So, do you feel good about though, Coach, where we're at as you head into the stretch run? No pun intended.
Yes. Yep. We've been making really good progress, both physically and mentally. And injury-wise, we're looking pretty good. Rachel Drummond she does have an injury, but injury-wise, I think we've been doing really well there. We're getting over some sickness, and so I think we are in a good position heading into regionals. So very exciting. We always talk about, yes, we want to be, setting PRs and all that throughout the season. That's really fun, but we really want to be running our fastest at the end, and that's our main goal.
That's the main goal. All right, well, Holly, today, ladies, good luck to you. Let's get a couple more PRs. Get healthy. And you've been healthy pretty much all year, so stay healthy.
Okay.
And Coach, thanks again for joining us, and good luck here today in Holly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is Kaden Spetch and Marissa Hofarth, along with Coach Jessica Gregerson. We'll be back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. And back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, and joined now by members of the Highlander football team. We've got Trey McPartland, Leighton Hendrickson, of course, Coach Chad Smith. And as usual, Coach, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
The assessment of the Hillsborough Central Valley game, your thoughts?
After watching film, I think we were all pretty hurt Friday night, right? Like, you made mistakes. You're like, oh gosh, how do we get over this hill that we keep on trying to climb? Watching the film, we battled back 4 times.
Yeah.
We're on a 1-yard line about to score at halftime, make it a different ball game. And then we talked about at halftime, hey, we're going to make them go 3 and out. We're going to get the ball back. We get the ball back. We have another turnover. It's just like instead of the penalties this time, we shot ourselves in the foot with turnovers. And you know what? The good part is it's our own making.
Right.
So it's things that we can correct.
Right.
It wasn't like we got physically dominated. We didn't go down there and just get blown out of the water by something we didn't do. It was on us. Mm-hmm. So we're continuing to work at practice and get better. And I thought we've been very, very physical at practice this week. We talked about missed tackles. We talked about doing some things. And this team is gelling together to make sure that we do the little things that need to happen for us to get a win on Friday now. And we've been on it. Like, the standard is the standard. And I said, we are not lowering the standard just because we lost a football game. As a matter of fact, it probably gets higher right now. And I've been on them.
Yeah.
You could ask them. I've been on them this week.
Right.
And in a good way, but in a way that we can't continue to do the little things in practice that are getting us beat on Friday nights.
Right.
And we have a very good opponent coming in this Friday. But if we can be a very physical football team, I think we can stand a chance against them.
And they respond. This group has responded.
They have. Yeah, I'm excited about that. They haven't crawled back into a shell or anything. It's time to emerge out of this. This team has not reached its potential yet for what I've seen from us and where we're going. And I'm even talking pretty intense right now.
Yeah,
Like we're going to do something this week, and if it turns into a win, great. But if it doesn't, we are going to be a different style of football team on Friday night.
Right.
I promise you.
Okay, well, we'll see. Careful what you promise.
I know. I didn't say win, but I said we are going to be a physical football team.
These two and the rest of this crew are guys that can do it.
Yes.
And so we know that they can do it. Trey, we'll start with you, a senior on this club. Offense, defensive line. First off, which one do you like the best?
I think I used to like defense more, and then I think I kind of learned to like offense more. Just like running through people.
Well, you look at your front line with yourself and Owen and Jack and Boston, and I think Amari's getting in there. I mean, your defensive front. Do you feel is as strong? Alexander at Russell had a good game here against Hillsborough Central Valley. Do you think that's one of the strongest positions for this team is your front four?
Yeah, it's nice. We got a lot of guys that can play, so we can get breaks, and then we just make quarterbacks uncomfortable.
Exactly, because if they're uncomfortable, they're not going to throw good passes. Do you talk to one another too on the line on your after you've got out of the huddle? You know what your scheme is. You do a little chatter a little bit on the line.
Yeah, we do a lot of stunts and stuff. So just talk before the play, make sure everyone knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Leighton, coming off a good game against Hillsborough Central Valley. Yes, you want to win, but let's talk about some of these jump balls that you've been going through. Is that something you and Hudson have talked about? Just put it up there and let me go get it.
No, it's always kind of been like that since like 8th grade.
Okay.
It's always been me and him have been a duo. So we both had that trust in each other, and he's always had a great ball, and I've always had hands as weapons.
Right. That's
so,
right.
Yeah, we just always been doing that since 8th grade. So.
And one thing I talked with somebody about, Chad, and I'm going to point at Leighton as an example. Maybe in younger years when they were in Thunder football or junior high, you were one thing. Because I remember when he wore number 28, when he was a younger kid, ooh, running back. Well, this kid's going to be a stud running back. But look what he's turned into. Is that something just with the way his body changed and things developed over the years?
Yeah, a little bit. I think really when we looked into fall camp, he was going to play outside Sam linebacker, and then we had an injury in there, and we ended up having to bump him back to safety once Thornton kind of got hurt, and I think was it Andrew? Yeah, it was Parker when Parker got his jaw broken. That we put him back at the safety position because he's fairly athletic, he's rangy, he's able to do that, and then we slid the backers over and let Corbin play out to the field, and I felt good in the inside because all of a sudden we still have Jack Leerood, we have McLaughlin, we have Ryer, so we have 3 really interior guys that can do a lot of good things. So it was nice to be able to move him back. Offensively, I think we still have been trying to piece together where we've been at. I think Corbin was too good of an athlete to not keep it running back when we got through fall camp.
Right.
So our slot position's been kind of hidden right now. He's done a good job of blocking, and now, we've gotten the quarterback position established now a little bit that he's able to make some plays, and we're actually able to work in the pass routes. It did take our guys a little bit of time to learn our routes. Our routes are not just coverage not based or just running the exact same. There's a little bit of nuance to it, whether you see cover 2 or cover 3 or where they need to be at. Right. And it takes a little bit of time to click on it, but once they're starting to figure out, they're getting there. So and Hudson's done a really good. I mean, not Hudson. Hudson's done a good job throwing it to Leighton. Leighton's right there.
Yeah.
And he's done a really good job of doing that. But what I've been impressed with him about is just his communication on the defensive side. It took a little bit to learn and understand that the safeties have to communicate in our defense because they have to tell what's going on. Because we play a little bit of field linebacker or wide receiver linebacker, so nothing always lines up as even to the core up front. Right. If you really get in the nuance of our defense, so there's got to be communication so we're all on the same page, so we're able to play sound football. And I really challenged him this week. We've got to tackle better. There's some opportunities that coming downhill in the run game that we didn't tackle very good against Hillsborough, that we've got to continue to do that. So,
Trey, on the defensive front, if the guys are going to get interceptions or sacks, like let's D-line coverage sacks, you hear that a lot. Do you really trust those guys in the back end of the defense to do their jobs, so you and the other 3-4 guys up front can get to the quarterback?
Yeah, I do. Give us a little bit of time to get back there.
How do you feel your quickness is this year? Size is one thing. I mean, you can have size, but how about as far as agility?
Good. I think I got a lot better than last year. I got bigger and faster, I think.
And has it been still a work in progress getting it as you've gone through this year?
Yeah.
Have you found, too, facing some of these D-line or offensive lines, we'll talk defense first, that you might have a little bit more physical presence than the guy on the other side of the ball than you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys are a lot smaller this year, so easier to dominate.
So do you feel you're doing that? Or do you think you can get a little bit better?
I think I get a little bit better, but I think I'm doing good.
You're getting there. You're getting to that point. Leighton, as far as you, offense or defense, which one do you – I think I know the answer, but what?
Probably offense, I never really played safety till this year, and I still learning. But receiver, I'm just comfortable and knowing I can make plays there.
Yeah.
Just whenever I need to and whenever the team needs me to.
Having athletes like this, like both these gentlemen, Coach, how much easier is it for you to have athletes out there?
Well, it's really important because they fill in all the pieces of areas where maybe you don't have athletes. Like, right. I'll say Trey, for example. Trey's playing tackle for us offensively. College-wise, if you were to ask me as a college coach, he probably projects more like a guard. Just he has good athleticism, but he doesn't have that 6'7" height that you want at right or left tackle. Cody Malk was kind of the same project for NDSU when they brought him from as being a tight end up there too, where he's got to continue to work and be in the weight room a little bit more and continue to eat and get bigger. So it's interesting. At the high school level, sometimes you have to do what the team requires you to do, right? We don't want to move him into guard because we don't have anyone that's even close to athletic enough to be able to play the tackle position we want to. Same thing defensively. I think he'd probably project as a defensive lineman if he played defense in college, whereas we need him as an interior 3 or 2 or a shade because of what we have for our guys. So it's really nice to have someone as fleet of foot as he is at the 3 technique, because then it allows me to do a little bit more stunts, a little bit of things inside. And the athlete side of it is we're continuing to learn how to put all our pieces together, right? We haven't had a multiple jet sprint package out of our offense, but I think defensively we've been pretty mobile and pretty athletic. The thing that bit us in the butt Friday night was turnovers. We were really good against 3rd and 4th down. When you go back and watch the stats, I think we only had 25% conversion rating on 3rd and 4th down. So the defense, honestly, probably did their job and was put into bad down and distance or bad field positions, I think 3 or 4 times, and that's what led to a touchdown. And you look at the one that made it 28-0. Russell's there for a sack. If he just sacks him, we're out the field. It's 4th and 18 or 4th and 19, and we're off the field. So all of a sudden, it's still 20-0. And again, I'll say it, we were on the 1 yard. We're just knocking on the door, but those last 10 feet are always the hardest thing to do, right? It's just you feel like everything's against you, and it's like, how do I keep on climbing out of this hole that we've created? But we're getting close. And one of these times when we get out of it, I think we're going to explode. I feel it. I see it. I don't see they say bad teams do desperate things. We're not throwing reverse passes. We're not doing desperate things to try to get into ball games. We're there. We've just got to figure out how we have the confidence to always make the play when the play happens, right? We play tense right now because we're waiting for something bad to happen, because something bad has happened over the last 2 years for this program. It's time to come out of that shell, and it's time to just play some football, let it rip, and have some fun.
EEK, Ellen Edgecullum, what are we seeing with the Thunder this weekend?
Yeah, they're a very physical football team. If you watch them on the JV team, they know how to run the ball.
Yeah,
They know how to be physical downhill. 12, their quarterback, is a very, very mobile athlete. He's bigger. He's got a pretty good arm on him, too. He likes to throw it deep when they get the opportunity. Against Hillsborough, if you go back and watch the film there, they threw the ball a lot because they were in a hole early, and so they had to dig themselves out. Against Lisbon and Sargent County, that they were able to dominate for you. All they do is line up in I formation. They'll run toss. They'll run a reverse when you're out of position, and they'll just run it down your throat. Yeah. So what I'm impressed out watching the film is they just are extremely physical. So this will be a lot of fun because I think we are extremely physical too when we get there. I think we're going to get into maybe some bigger packages offensively and try to run the ball a little bit more this week. Maybe switch some things up with tailbacks as well. So I think that'll be an exciting thing for us. But it really starts with how physical can we be with the ball. And I think this game is going to come down to a turnover, a possession, some sort of special teams play possibly, okay, and whichever team wants to dominate with their will. We've really just talked this week about, hey, how do we dominate a team up front? Right. Because it's time for these guys, and I know I keep on saying it, but it's time for this team to continue to do this because we're big up front, and we need to do that. So we need to work together in a team, not allow the 4 down linemen in front of us to not get penetration. We'll work on the linebackers as we need to. We can RPO the linebackers, and we can start getting into pass game stuff when we feel like those linebackers are showing their face in the line of scrimmage, right? So that's the cat and mouse game that we've got to do. But we've got to be the team that's the most physical team on Friday night. I think has a definite advantage and an opportunity to win the ball game.
Final question for you, Trey. On the line, do you have that mentality? I'm better than you, and I'm gonna beat you off the ball. Do you have to have that if you're gonna be successful at the line?
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to. So.
And do you feel you've been successful doing that?
Yeah.
For the most part, anyway.
Yeah, I think I am.
So is it going to be a test this week, though, for them up? They're going to have to really step it up a little bit of a level.
Totally.
For this week.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we've got to flip the on switch, and we've got to work together. I've told defensively, when we hunt like a pack, we're really dang good.
Right.
But when we start turning into individuals and we don't do what we need to do, we don't stay in C gaps as defensive ends, or we get out of position, we get exposed really fast. And that's every defense, right? But when we're sound and we actually do it, and you see it in practice, you see it in some of the games, we're really, really good. So I'm hoping we're excited about Friday night and not just feeling dread and gloom going, oh gosh, here we go, we're going to go against a really good team. I don't think that's what I've seen and felt in practice. I think this team is waiting for its opportunity, and the opportunity has to come now.
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about it for our seniors to be able to play an extra game. It starts right now. We can't wait anymore. And so the urgency of practice has been there, and so I'm excited for it. Trey's got some great opportunities for him in the future, and he's got to continue to play to get those opportunities. So, and he's done a very good job this year of not allowing that to affect our team, and I'm excited for that. And Leighton's got a bright future for him too. Yeah. Leighton's already approached me about wanting to play college football at the next level. So his habits and attitudes need to start now as a sophomore as he continues to grow. Right. And he knows he's got a way to go yet too. So we'll get him there. It doesn't happen overnight. So really excited about where we're going, and I'm happy for this program. I know it seems like we're struggling, but we're close. We're close to a breakthrough. I swear we are. I see it.
Final question for you, kind of same with Trey. Do you feel when you're going up one-on-one with some of those D-backs, you're going to have a little bit of a height advantage, that hey, I'm better than you, and you got to show that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even if I'm just like pass blocking, I got to do my best, in case something bounces outside, and that's happened a lot this year. Yep. And I've missed a block and plays die. But but I just say I'm better than you, and knowing I can make a play over you, and you have
to be confident. You have to be cocky a little bit, don't you, Coach?
Yeah, but you have to use fundamentals to be where you're at, right? Sometimes it's about the angles and it's an area you do it, right? Yeah. Like a wide receiver doesn't need to block initially.
Right.
Because if they block initially, and then it's hard. If you ask anyone to try to skate and slide with someone at the perimeter and try to block, it's not an easy thing to do, right? Watch kickoffs, watch kickoff return teams.
Yeah.
You got to get a little bit of depth, so then that way your timing of your block happens at the same time where the play happens at. Because if you block initially and the ball's still in the backfield, well, that dude's going to strike shed and get off. Yeah. So it's a little bit of timing and deceiving on how physical you can be as a wide receiver. It's not easy, right? It's probably one of the hardest skills I ever had when I was a wide receiver coach at the college level.
Yeah.
Teaching those guys when is the right time to block, when is the right time to just run them off if they have eyes face on you. And so we're growing. Our kids are very young. I don't know if our guys have learned football inside and out. I think some of our guys think they know it because they run Madden. They do all the things that they think Madden does
Right,
produce.
yep.
But there's a lot more nuance in this game, because I'll be quite honest. I go down and play Madden right now. I don't know the XY buttons, but I can tell you conceptually where the ball should go. But I ain't a Madden guy anymore. I know B button was the spin button back in the day. I don't know if it still is.
The joystick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they don't even know the N64 with the middle joystick. That's where it was. GoldenEye, I'm telling you, dude. GoldenEye was where it was at.
Oh, goodness.
So.
All right. Well, Ellendale, Edgeley, Cullum coming up this weekend on the road at Cullum at 7 o'clock on Friday night. One more home game, but let's worry about the Thunder here on Friday and get that W and come back home with a win, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks much.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Clayton Hendrickson, Trey McPartland, and Chad Smith from the Highlander Football, back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network, get ready to wrap up another edition and getting a chance to talk with Coach Matt Nielsen. Of course, the Highlander tennis team, they had their play-in game on Monday, their play-in match against Fargo South. A tough 3-2 loss to the Bruins in that play-in round, so the Highlander tennis team's season is done. But some positives with this tennis team. Andrew Hoff, a 7th grader, he picked up a win at number 3 singles, one of their 2 wins that they had. And Quinn Kruger, he lost at number 1 singles, but to Fargo South's number 1, who is a very good number 1 player, and played him tough, 2-3, 2-6, 3-6. And Noah Talp, he dropped at number 2 singles, and also number 2 doubles. Kellen and Matthew, they dropped at number 2 singles. The other win was at number 1 doubles with Cole Augen and Connor Liebersbach. They were the winners at number 1 doubles. Well, the Highlander tennis team, their season wrapped up on Monday with their play-in loss 3-2 against Fargo South. That's going to wrap things up for this edition of Coach's Corner. A quiet week, not a lot going on. There is some junior high volleyball going on here tonight with Kindred, and we'll have coverage of that. And of course, Kindred varsity and junior varsity will be here next Tuesday, and that will be our next coverage of Highlander varsity volleyball next Tuesday here at the Hack. Well, my thanks to Katie Birchall and Cynthia Clabo from Highlander volleyball, and also Coach Jessica Gregerson, Cadence Fetch, and Marissa Hoffworth from Highlander cross country, and Coach Chad Smith, Leighton Hendrickson, and Trey McPartland from Highlander football, and of course our camera operator, technical director today, Mr. Brian Crewell, joining us here today. Appreciate that. And you, as usual, those of you that join us on YouTube, we do appreciate you joining us. And we'll be back again next Thursday morning, 7:30, with another edition of Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network.